Hello everybody and welcome to my first ever toy review. After trials and tribulations, I finally found a setup that works well for me. And so our first review will be on the Mezco 112 Collective Friday the 13th Part 3 Jason Voorhees. Alright, to start out with, we'll be starting with the box. As you can see, it's a quite simple presentation. It's a forest background, and it reads Friday the 13th Part 3, because that's the movie this Jason is from. We get Jason Voorhees up top, we get 112 Collective. It's nice, it's simple, and since this is just a slip-on cover, you don't have to go too crazy with it. On the back of the box, it shows you everything it comes with, which we will be going over, along with product images of the figure and the sorts. Now for the presentation. The painting and the sculpting on this figure is minimal, but what it makes up for in the lack of painting and sculpting is the amazing cloth goods. If we are going to go over the painting and sculpting, I'll go over the things I like and the things I dislike. Start off with the things I like, nearly everything. He looks like Jason, he feels like Jason, and the accuracy with the hunchback is amazing. I love how his hands are sculpted. We'll go over all the hands and accessories. I have not taken off the clothes. I will never do that. But to my knowledge, there's no sculpting underneath. If I were to critique it, I will critique it on the mask. Full focus. I think it looks quite chibi. I don't know if that's just me. It doesn't look like the movie, in my opinion. Just take them off the base. The head is also quite not accurate, if that's English. It just doesn't look like Part 3 Jason to me. And I'm probably alone in that. It just doesn't look like him. Now for a closer look, as we can see, the tailoring is quite superb. I think it works perfectly. As you can see, we have his back and how it's stretched across. His pants, they're nice and weathered. I like that a lot. The shirt isn't as weathered. You can see he has a belt and a undershirt. And he works well. I like him a lot. What's there is there, and it works well, if that makes sense. Now we'll be going over accessories. First, starting off with the base, it is the Friday the 13th Part 3 3D movie poster. Of course, it has a nice texture to it. There's a peg, and you can actually take that peg out to insert a flight stand, which I have not done because I don't use this base. The figure can stand up well by himself. Besides that, you get an alternate battle damaged head with the axe mark from the end of the movie. And to go with that, you get a battle damaged mask, also with the axe mark. You can, of course, put the mask on. If I can do that. Sorry about that, I dropped the head. There he is. You have to line up the axe mark in both the mask and the head for it to properly look good. But this is an alternate display option if you wish. Along with those, you get a flurry of alternate hands, including a relaxed hand, which I just dropped. A left grabby hand. A gnawing or grasping right hand. I think this one doesn't have a pair to it. That and the trigger figure hand, which does have a use. You will see in a moment. Along with all those parts, you also get weapons, a lot of weapons, starting off with the classic machete, if it will focus. There we are. Nice blood stain on it. Black handle. Along with that, you get an axe. Again, a nice blood stain on it. Nice weathering on the metal. Wood grain texture. All of these go into the basic assortment of grabbing hands. You have a pitchfork, again with the blood and the wood grain. Along with those, you get a second layer, which comes with more weapons. The second layer of weapons consists of a meat cleaver. The blood effect on this one isn't as good as I would say the other ones are, but the metal and wood grain on it are superb. Next, we have a hunting knife. This to me looks like a buck 120 by the handle. This one has a nice blood splatter to it. Along with that, we get a wrench. The most iconic accessory, in my humble opinion, is the spear gun or harpoon gun. Full focus. Nice detail to it. And finally, for all the weapons, you get, I don't actually remember what it's called. A fire poker. There. Of course, since it's thin, it is not focusing for me. But there is a blood splatter effect to it. Of course, we're going to show off how the figure looks with the alternate head. There you are. You have the blood dripping, nice axe mark, gore. And of course, if you need, you can put the mask on to complete the look, because in the movie he never actually unmasks himself after getting the axe mark. And a cool feature of this figure is that if you take the axe, you can of course place it in his skull, which is a nice feature which is shared with the NECA Ultimate and prior released Real Toy figures, is that you can do something like this. Not only does this figure come with a lot, you can also do a lot. Now, I can't name every single joint, but I can go over every single one of them, starting with a ball joint at the base of the neck. You can look up that far and down that far. Amazing tilt, which is important for Jason, given he likes to give a little head tilt after killing his victims. He has 2 ball joints in his waist, one at the diaphragm, one at the base of the waist. He can hunch that much, and he can arch that much. has a joint at his shoulder. You can go up that much. Of course, you can rotate, not 360 due to the limitations of the soft goods. He has a double jointed elbow, if I could show that off. Goes up that much. He has a little ball joint at the wrist, which, if you maneuver it, gets some up, down, side to side. Of course, the ball joints function as a swivel. He has hip articulation. He can kick up that much, pretty good due to the limitations. And back, not too much. You can kick out decently, but the soft goods hinder it. Double jointed knees. You can kick his own ass. A swivel at the boot and a hinge up and down with an ankle pivot. So for articulation, I'll give this guy a 9 out of 10. Toe articulation would have been nice, but beyond that, he can do whatever Jason things you need him to do. For presentation, give him an 8 out of 10. Again, minor issues with the mask and unmasked head. And the soft goods, though they're not something I personally care for, they are good enough for me to give it that high of a ranking. For accessories, I give it a 10. It's everything you need for this Jason. Comes with, you know, all the weapons he uses, alternate heads, hands, and even an alternate mask. Comes with a base. A final verdict, I give this figure overall a 9.5 out of 10. He just fell over. He's near perfect. Just minor hiccups that keep him from a perfect 10. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for any later videos, and peace.